Hello, ladies and fanboys! My name is ChronicEXE, I'm also known as the Shift HD, and today I'm going to be showing you NVIDIA ShadowPlay. Now, what is NVIDIA ShadowPlay? NVIDIA ShadowPlay is basically a new program that NVIDIA graphics cards are being able to use within the new H.264 encoding that they've got already built onto their chipsets to be able to record. So, people that use Fraps, DxTory, PlayClaw, anything that records your display basically on PC. So if you use a capture card as well, basically it's eliminating that. So, how do you get it? So basically, to get it, you need to actually be able to have the most updated NVIDIA drivers that's available, and also you have to have a compatible graphics card. So the ones that are being able to use this feature are the NVIDIA GTX 600 series and NVIDIA GTX 700 series. So if you have a GTX 650 all the way through to 690, you can do so. 750 all the way to a Titan, you can do so, and it will also include the 780 Ti once that gets available and released. So, what do you need to have? You need to have the most up-to-date drivers. So, I have got the version 33165, so you need to have that. Don't worry, when you're in the preferences to be able to do NVIDIA ShadowPlay, which is in the top right hand corner over here, you can obviously download all the necessary drivers that you need to be able to run this. So my rig at the moment is an i7-950 at 4 GHz. Let me go get my real temp over here. As you can see, I'm at 4.025 GHz. So yeah, my temperatures aren't particularly great because I need a new water cooling unit. So yep, I'm idle and that's my temperatures, and also I'm using the old i7-950. It's 6GB of RAM and a NVIDIA GTX 670 overclocked to overclocked to specific speeds. Let's have a look. Okay, so you see over here my sensors. I'm idle, so it's not going to boost up, but it does boost to 1267 megahertz stable, so yeah, and keeps relatively cool. So there you go, that's my graphics card, and that's my specifications on my PC. So you don't need to have a relatively good hard drive. I mean, NVIDIA ShadowPlay writes at 180p at 60 frames per second, like it says here. And it uses around about 5 megabits a second writing speed, so it's not much at all compared to DxTory and so on and so forth. Don't worry, the videos are automatically compatible to go into Vegas files. They are MP4, I believe, because I already have a few over here. See, I have a few already recorded of Battlefield. So this one's 8 minutes long and 2.6 gigabytes, which is relatively good. The quality is relatively good too, depending on what settings you play. I mean, I think this one was Ultra. I'm not too sure actually, but there you go. It stutters a little bit because the networking of the game is terrible. But anyway, that's that. So let's get rid of that. So NVIDIA ShadowPlay itself, you can turn it on and off by this little button. It's a bit pointless, but there you go. You can change your preferences, show you the recording indicator, and where the videos are actually going to go. So I've got mine going into my G folder, which is my third hard drive, because I've got a solid state and 2 normal hard drives. So yeah, you can also stream. You can stream the NVIDIA ShadowPlay to NVIDIA Shield, but you can't stream to Twitch, although those features will be eventually enabled later on. So let's actually go back to ShadowPlay. Okay, so in this mode Shadow, you've got different modes. So if you go manual and you press Alt F9, you are recording manually. If you do Shadow, it records the last 10 minutes providing you press the buttons. So if you played 50 minutes, it would you obviously record the last 10 minutes. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you have a NVIDIA 700 series, you can record for longer with shadow time, up to 20 minutes I believe, but because I have a 600 series, it's not allowing me to do so. So I do shadow and manual. So theoretically, if I wanted to, I could set a timer for 20 minutes, record for 10 minutes manual, and then let ShadowPlay take the last 10 minutes and then cut it all together and make a nice one big fluid gameplay kind of thing for 20 minutes. Or alternatively, I could just record as long as I want, and then just to make sure it recorded, it will capture the last 10 minutes as well, which is a nice feature. So the shadow time over here is telling you how long you actually want to record. So if you take the slider all the way down to the bottom, it's 1 minute, and it tells you the file size. 5 minutes is at 1.9 gigabyte, that's 180p, 60 frames per second, and all the way up to 10 minutes. Quality you can change literally to low, medium and high. It will change the file size too, obviously. Pretty self-explanatory. The audio though, you can't really do too much. It picks up Skype and various other things, but it doesn't pick up your own audio. So hopefully they'll be able to fix that along the line. So this is a brief overview of NVIDIA ShadowPlay. It's in beta obviously, so there's going to be some glitches and it's only going to get better over time. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to show you some footage of what I've recorded in Battlefield 3 and perhaps various other games. But yeah, maybe not. I can't really be too bothered to record other games than the footage I've already got. So like I say, it doesn't actually give you much of a performance hit whatsoever. NVIDIA say it might give you up to 5% FPS decrease, but to be honest with you, I've noticed jack shit. Even though to those, that's not making sense at all. So when I play Battlefield 4 though, the performance what I get with a NVIDIA GTX 670 is not particularly great because Windows 7 is actually severely crippled, so my FPS is going to be a little bit off. I'm not going to record another game, but I will do it in the future and I'll have an FPS counter and all that malarkey. Oh yes, anyone else that wants to play Battlefield 4 and have an FPS overlay without having to use fraps and so on and so forth, if you open the console and you put in perf overlay .draw FPS 1, hey presto, you have an FPS counter. Anyway though, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Give us a like, favourite and subscribe or whatever you feel like, if this video has helped you in any way, form. Just to close off this video, AMD are also giving out another version of this for AMD cards. So I know for a fact the R9 280X MSI Edition Gaming has a version of recording, but I'm not entirely sure because my friend has it and I can't really test it. So yeah, so I know that AMD are working on a similar function, but when that is going to be mainstream I'm not entirely sure. It might already be blah 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 blah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm ShiftHD, also known as CornerKeyXE. Bye!
Запрашиваю приказ.